I'd like to welcome Michael Froman, Assistant to the President and Deputy National Security Advisor for International Economic Affairs, to begin our symposium today. Mr. Froman.
And thank you to the Chicago Council, the World Economic Forum, and the other sponsors for hosting this event and for doing all the work that you do throughout the year on the issues that we're discussing today. You've got a busy program ahead of you, so I don't want to take up much time, but I did want to take one moment to put today's event in the context of the G8 summit this weekend and the G20 summit next month. When the leaders head to Camp David later today, they'll be talking about a whole range of economic and security issues. Obviously, the global economy will be high on their list, and the situation in Europe and what we can do to promote growth and jobs here and around the world. They'll talk about Iran, Syria, and Burma. They'll talk about energy security and climate change, and the Middle East and North Africa and Afghanistan. But very much central to their discussion will be a focus on food security and nutrition. And the leaders will meet with a remarkable group of African leaders, both from governments and from the private sector, to dig deeply into the issues that need to be addressed in order to make a step change in progress on food security and nutrition in Africa and elsewhere around the world. As many of you will remember, in the first few months after taking office, President Obama went to the G20 summit in London in the midst of food price spikes and called on the G20 to begin to focus on food security. And at L'Aquila, as Dan mentioned, they initiated a major initiative to mobilize resources, but also to change the way that we do business in food security. It generated significant donor pledges, it raised the profile of food security, and it mobilized other organizations, including the G20, with an ever larger circle of countries providing not just financial assistance, but expertise and technology to help address the issue. Here at home, we launched the Feed the Future initiative and are supporting 19 country-owned plans, supporting a 3-year commitment to the Global Agricultural and Food Security Program, and increased our funding for agricultural research and development. And we've seen real progress. In the 19 countries whose plans we've been supporting, agricultural productivity is up 8 times higher than the global average. This weekend at Camp David, the President will lead the G8 in building on and expanding on the commitments in L'Aquila through a series of concrete steps to accelerate progress and to increase access to capital, scale up technology and innovation, and create new tools to mitigate and manage risk. Over the last several months, USAID, the State Department, and our government as a whole has worked closely with the African Union, the Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program, or CAADP, and the Grow Africa Partnership to align our efforts with the growing commitment on the continent to support development and food security as a top priority. And our work on this issue and in the G8 and the G20 very much builds on the President's Policy Directive on Global Development, which he issued in September 2010. The President's agenda starts with a focus on sustained and inclusive economic growth and strong institutions, investing in the emerging markets of the future. There's a focus on being more selective. We're driving policies with evidence of impact. We're leveraging our leadership and coordinating with others, and we're focused squarely on results. The President's policy is focused on development, not just assistance. But let there be no mistake, we are fully committed to the assistance agenda, and the President's budgets speak for themselves in that regard. I'm regularly reminded by my friends from the One campaign that great promises are one thing, but keeping them and proving to have them kept is equally important. And trust me, I carry around their data accountability report whenever I meet with the G8 Sherpas and remind them of the importance of this as well. But that said, our colleagues from Africa who will be here today are the first ones to make clear government assistance alone is not sufficient. To succeed, it takes the commitment that they're demonstrating on the ground on governance and on the deployment of resources. It takes the commitment of international organizations and the private sector, foundations, NGOs, and even individuals. There's a great opportunity for us here, but it's a great charge to all of us as well. So as we head to Camp David, let me just leave you with the simple observation that it will take all of us represented here in this room today to achieve our goals. As you look to us and to the G8, we also look to you. Thank you for inviting me here, and good luck with the rest of the day.